Welcome to our water purification station. Feel free to take some of the cans with purified water even if we might not be here. We mostly stay at our farm nearby. We may not be as strong as we once were, though Mona insists she was the top arm wrestler in Scone back in the day, and I might just believe her as she still carries water cans like a 25-year-old. And we might not be out shooting machines like you youths are, but there's still a lot of things we can do to contribute to this resistance thing that we've heard about. So make sure to use this water station as much as you want. We will see to it so there's always clean water here for you. And drink a lot of water as well. You need your strength after all. Make sure to only take the cans under the tarp, where the bikes are. Do not take the cans from the beach. They're not purified yet. Please do not go inside the tent. We sometimes sleep there and wish to keep it private. We are so sorry, Layla. We had to leave. Since you left for your hunting trip, the machines have started using the nearby road day and night. We cannot even light a fire anymore. They're too close and we are no fighters, even though I sure think I could take a couple of them out with the old rifle. But Borje is right, of course. Better safe than sorry. And if it came to running, I have no illusions about my limitations. And I know that you're a capable girl, my dude. We do not want to abandon you like this. You're still part of this little family. Come look for us near the lakes further south. We'll wait for you there, with fresh water and hopefully a new and even better farm. Take care, Riikka. With this message, we're picking up with Riikka, who we've talked about in the last two videos. This time, we're getting her perspective just before and during her leaving Layla. It paints a much better picture of what things were like for Riikka having to abandon Layla like that. But the more interesting part of this message is the water purification station and what that could mean for NPCs, growing food, and having potential new gameplay loops for us to enjoy in GZ. Now, we've already set up a few potential things over the past two videos. Storytellers to keep morale high for resistance NPCs at your base, and assignments that you could potentially send NPCs out to do. Now, we'd also have to keep them in good health, and what better way than a simple water and food upkeep system? But you can't really source water on a mountaintop very easily, so maybe if we had more water purification stations positioned at other bodies of water, we could maybe have a short loop of going out to acquire water from these stations, then bringing it back to our base to use on crops or resistance fighters. So again, this is all potential stuff, and maybe I'm completely off the mark here and reading way too much into things. But if this is the system that we're going to see, I think that it would be a really interesting and super fun system to engage with and do here in the game, and would be an awesome way of kind of like interacting and flushing out NPCs here in the game, which has been a highly requested thing from the community, and it would be really awesome to see that kind of just tie into the base building here. Welcome to our temporary and now abandoned home, stranger. There might be some books left in the boathouse, all worth your time, I promise you. Maybe some of the barricades are even standing. Here, you can even do your business close to the group without prying eyes, something the teenagers have been insisting on, so maybe you'll also find comfort in this. My former students, now proficient survivors, and I felt the need to move on. Don't stay too long in one place, am I right? There's a larger group of survivors if you follow the water up north. They're quite focused on fighting back. They take in anyone who wants to join them and promise protection from larger threats. We've also heard of a group in Rubert town. Lots of fighting back there as well, building little armies and whatnot. Two of my students are going there as I write this. No matter how risky, this fighting back apparently seems worth it. I guess I shouldn't complain about the fact that people are trying to organize some kind of a resistance. I am a pretty good shot myself, and sure, I do feel the thrill of adrenaline when taking down one of those killing machines. But I can't help thinking that they are all running toward their deaths. Better to lie low and focus on survival than risk gathering a lot of people at the same place. But I ramble. I tend to do that, missing the time when I got to talk my heart out in front of young minds each day. I never knew how much I actually liked being a teacher. But anyway, get to the point, as they say. And the point is, do I even have a point? Don't fight back. I can't stand behind that. So just be careful, I guess. Think before you act and think smart. We need you to survive, and grab a book to read so you have something to look forward to. It might do you more good than you realize. Anders Molander, geography and hunting teacher, fellow human. Now, there isn't really too much to say for Anders' message here, outside of the fact that, again, it just kind of shows the formation of people joining the resistance and flushing that out. But I do think that Anders might show up in the future as a potential NPC that could be like a quest giver or something like that. Maybe we'd go off and look for like a missing student of his. Who knows? Though maybe he won't actually show up at our base as a quest giver. He might be off in a separate location because he does talk about trying to lie low and avoiding large groups and stuff like that in order to maintain survival. 19th of January, Protection Section 001, Katja Jarvinen, Supply Mission. Friend, you found one of our little resource stations. You could take anything you need from here. It's meant to help in your continued survival, so don't be shy. We are a growing group who have come together to help each other fight back against the machines. If you feel that you're up to it, we would love to have you join our ranks. Everyone is welcome. We have several groups scattered around this area, but our main bases are at Lorang, Leerburget, and Littorp. If you ever want to contact us but don't know how to find us, use a bottle like this one with the resistance symbol, and someone is sure to find it sooner or later. This way, we can exchange information even if we can't meet face to face, and the machines won't decipher it as easily as over radio. If you ever need more supplies and are in this area, you can always come check this stash again. We'll replenish it as often as we can. Bye, and hope to see you soon. Katja Jarvinen. So first things first, we have ourselves another important upcoming NPC character. Katja is definitely going to be an upcoming character. There's no doubt about it. At the end of her message, she says, "Hope to see you soon." And there is literally nothing more on the nose than that, telling us that, hey, this is going to be an upcoming character in the game. Also, and again, this is just speculation, but this sounds like it might also be our method of recruiting new survivors in order to join the resistance and potentially also join our base camp. Plus, also on top of us learning about Katja and how she's going to most likely be an upcoming NPC, and then also the method of recruiting new survivors to become resistance fighters, we also got a fun little explanation on why ammo crates restock and replenish themselves. It's resistance fighters running around the map restocking things for other survivors. So let's go through and summarize everything that we've found out so far. It's a heck of a lot of information, but I think that it'll be summarized pretty easily here. So first off, we have 4 new main NPCs. Aamiina, upbeat seeming resistance fighter that has just recently joined the resistance. Maria S., an emotional resistance fighter who seems to have a close connection to Ousmane. Ousmane Adebayo, who seems like a seasoned resistance member and seems like will potentially be important like Anita or Elsa or Veronica were. And then we got 10 new side NPCs. NPCs that probably won't be as important, but might show up in the game as quest givers or as just radiant NPCs existing in some sort of a resistance base or on their own. These side NPCs are Marja, Fredrick, Rubert, Nikoli, and Sofia. All of these people are a small little family. Then there's Layla, Riikka, Borje, and Mona, which are Riikka, Borje, and Mona are an actual family, and Layla is just kind of joining them in the group and then was left by them. And then Anders Molander, who has his own class, seemingly, of students and is a geography teacher, just kind of roughing it on his own out there. Alongside the introduction of new characters to the growing world of Generation Zero, we also got some incredibly hype-sounding potential new functionalities that we could see come to the game. Things like maintaining the morale of resistance fighters through storytelling NPCs, food production, growing crops, water production at water purification stations, bringing that water back and forth in order to grow those crops and provide water to your survivors, acquiring new fighters with the message bottles, having NPC assignments in order to actually give those NPCs a purpose and give you maybe a little bit of a benefit from having a bunch of NPCs around your base, and then also likely a little bit of base defense as well. So, this is crazy. We are in for some absolutely monumental things throughout this year, and I just hope you dudes are ready. I know I am. This has been a pretty big project, and I hope you all have enjoyed this deep dive into the messages in a bottle collectible. If you watched all 3 parts, maybe post a "my dude" comment in the comment section so I could see. But for now, cheers folks, and let's all get hyped for Cheesy taking over 2021.